Intermittent fasting has become one of the most popular trends for fat loss and better health. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. Fasting affects men and women very differently. For men, fasting often works like a charm. It boosts metabolism, increases growth hormone, and stabilizes energy. But for women, fasting can be a double-edged sword. Done right, it can balance hormones and support fat loss. But done wrong, it can disrupt your menstrual cycle, slow metabolism, and increase stress hormones. Let's break down how intermittent fasting truly affects female hormones and how to make it work with your body instead of against it. Your hormones are deeply tied to energy balance and reproduction. When your body senses food scarcity or stress, it starts prioritizing survival over fertility. That means if fasting is too long or too frequent, your body can interpret it as a signal of starvation, reducing hormones like estrogen, progesterone, and luteinizing hormone, all critical for women's hormonal health and metabolism. This is why many women experience fatigue, mood changes, irregular periods, or even hair loss when they jump into aggressive fasting routines. Let's start with cortisol, your main stress hormone. When you fast, cortisol naturally rises to keep blood sugar stable. That's not necessarily bad. Short-term spikes are normal and even beneficial. But if you're constantly fasting for long hours or skipping meals every day, cortisol stays elevated for too long. That persistent stress response signals your body to hold on to fat, especially around the belly, and can interfere with sleep and thyroid function. So while fasting reduces insulin, good for fat loss, it can also increase cortisol, bad for hormones if done excessively. Now let's talk about insulin, the hormone most people associate with fasting benefits. For both men and women, fasting lowers insulin levels, allowing your body to burn stored fat for energy. But here's the nuance. Women's bodies are more sensitive to insulin fluctuations because estrogen interacts with how insulin behaves. When estrogen levels are stable, insulin sensitivity improves, meaning fasting can help regulate blood sugar beautifully. However, during phases of low estrogen, like before menstruation or during menopause, insulin resistance increases. If you fast too aggressively during those phases, it can cause blood sugar crashes, fatigue, and intense cravings later. The key is timing your fasting according to your menstrual cycle. During the follicular phase, the first half of your cycle, estrogen is rising. This is when fasting tends to work best. You'll likely feel more energized, focused, and capable of handling longer fasting windows like 14 to 16 hours. But during the luteal phase, after ovulation, progesterone rises, and your body naturally needs more calories. Fasting too long here can backfire. You may feel irritable, anxious, or exhausted. Instead, keep fasting windows shorter, around 12 hours, and focus on steady, nutrient-rich meals. Now, let's talk about thyroid hormones. Your thyroid regulates your metabolism, and it's extremely responsive to calorie intake. If your calorie deficit is too large or fasting too prolonged, your thyroid can reduce hormone output to conserve energy. That's why some women notice slower metabolism, cold hands and feet, or unexplained weight gain after months of fasting. It's not that fasting stopped working. It's that your body downshifted its energy output to protect itself. So fasting works best when it's strategic, not chronic. The good news? When used properly, intermittent fasting can actually support female hormones. It can reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and increase growth hormone levels, all of which boost metabolism and longevity. It also helps regulate appetite hormones like ghrelin and leptin, improving satiety and reducing overeating. In women with PCOS or insulin resistance, shorter fasting windows can help rebalance insulin and androgen levels, promoting healthier hormone function overall. The key is moderation and personalization. Here's a simple female-friendly fasting approach. Start with 12-12 fasting. 12 hours fasting, 12 hours eating. After a week or two, extend to 14-10 if you feel good. Avoid fasting longer than 16 hours regularly unless supervised by a health professional. On workout days or during your luteal phase, eat earlier or reduce fasting duration. Always break your fast with protein and healthy fats, for example, eggs with avocado, or a smoothie with protein and nut butter. Avoid sugary breakfasts after fasting. They'll spike insulin and undo the hormonal benefits. Also, don't fast during times of high stress or poor sleep. Your body perceives fasting as another stressor, so if cortisol is already high, it can worsen hormone imbalance. Women in their reproductive years, especially those with irregular periods or adrenal fatigue, should approach fasting gently. Menopause, however, can be an excellent time to experiment with fasting, since insulin resistance tends to increase with age. It's all about finding the balance between metabolic stress and hormonal support. If you're trying fasting to lose weight or reset your metabolism, listen to your body. If you feel energized, clear-headed, and calm, you're doing it right. But if you feel anxious, can't sleep, or start losing your period, it's time to scale back. Your body is wise, it always sends signals. The goal is not to starve your body, but to synchronize with its rhythms. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more science-based insights on hormones, metabolism, and natural fat loss. Remember, fasting isn't about restriction, it's about rhythm. When you fast in harmony with your hormones, your body works with you, not against you.